A Birmingham family whose scrap metal business sits on land that's due to be on the route of HS2 are refusing to hand it over until they receive the proper compensation. Tironi Steel was due to leave its base in Saltley today after 67 years of trading. But the owners say without the money they were promised for the land, they could go out of business. The proposed high-speed rail line from London to Birmingham would run across the site. Here's our transport correspondent, Peter Plisner.
A Halloween message for HS2 from a scrap metal business. Despite being told they had to leave today, they say they're going nowhere until they get more compensation. Without it, they say they could go out of business. Not good news for the 30 workers here, including crane driver Anthony Morris.
They're putting all our jobs at jeopardy. All the business, all the people that come in from the local area and pick all the scrap up from around the area, and it's putting everybody out of a job basically.
It's a classic stalemate. This company does have another site to move to, just a mile or so down the road, but they can't finish it without an injection of more money, and that money, they say, has to come from HS2. Without the site being completed, they can't vacate this one. This is a site in nearby Aston. Some work has been completed, but concreting and weighbridges still need to be finished. Today, the company's owner, who claims he's remortgaged his house to buy the new site, had this message for HS2.
Have a heart, be human. They know what they've got to pay me. Give me 20% of what they owe me up front now, and I'll be off this site in 3 months, 4 months at the latest. And if they want to have access to the site to do any drilling or any other civil engineering works in that 4 months, they can come on 7 days a week.
In a statement, HS2 said, "We have been actively working for several years to support the company's relocation from the site and ensure they can continue to trade in Birmingham, including making an advance payment to them." It added that, as requested by the company's agents, a second payment can be made as soon as vacant possession of the land has been achieved. Demands for this property come despite continuing uncertainty about HS2. A final decision won't be made until a review of the scheme has concluded.
And Peter joins us now, overlooking the proposed site of the high-speed rail station in Birmingham. Peter, you mentioned there this review into the whole scheme, but is that likely to be affected by the upcoming general election?
Well, it certainly looks likely, Mary. A couple of weeks ago there were rumours the report could be published, but that didn't happen. The Transport Secretary Grant Shapps stood up in Parliament last week and said that more time was needed to conclude the review, so that takes the review period into the general election campaign, so probably no decisions likely to be made. That means it's really vote neutral. As they haven't made a decision, then they won't lose any votes. There again, they won't win any votes either, and that probably puts any decision, I would say, either late December or more likely early in the new year.
And Peter, what happens if there is a different Prime Minister in December?
Well, I would say all bets are off. This review was always Boris Johnson's idea during the leadership campaign, and I can't see any new Prime Minister wanting to make a decision based on that review, certainly not without some kind of validation process. Other parties, well, they have differing views on HS2. Clearly, Labour are still very much behind it with some caveats. The Liberal Democrats, they say they are still committed to the scheme but are concerned about the spiralling costs. The Brexit Party, they have said that they would scrap it and spend the money on something else. So clearly the party manifestos will make interesting reading when they're published next week.